What's up, RC Nuts? Today we're going to review the new version of the Traxxas Maxx. We're going to hit some of the upgrades they've made and some of the changes. Then we're also going to take it out and bash it until it breaks, so we can see just how good this thing really is. Let's start with the clipless body mount system. First of all, they've done a lot of reinforcements to this body. It's super strong and rigid. They have this awesome one-handed quick release right here on the back. This eliminates the plastic body posts that often break and all those little metal clips that are kind of a pain to get in sometimes. This is a nice upgrade. The body does take a lot of the impact, and it's great that it has the one-handed release so you can get in there to the batteries real quick if they get jarred loose or unplugged from a big jump. Next up, we've got the modular composite chassis. This is a pretty clever design with an interlocking system for the front and rear bulkheads. This makes it easier to service and easier to access all the different components. Also, they have enclosed the driveline into the sealed area of the chassis. This keeps out all the dirt and grit. The engineers really put some time and effort into engineering this chassis to absorb the impacts from big jumps so that you're not breaking stuff as much and it can distribute that energy a little more. And that leads me to the bumpers. Both the front and rear bumpers are super strong and very well reinforced, but they also have a little bit of give. So if you hit something hard, it's going to absorb that energy and less likely to break as if they were brittle or too hard. They'll just snap. So this is a nice thing for bashing. Also, the wheelie bar in the back, that helps out a lot, as you'll see in the videos, because this thing has crazy power, guys. For its weight, I mean, it's wheelie. Anytime you want to do a wheelie, the thing pops up. It doesn't really matter how fast you're going. Stock right out of the box. They've also incorporated front and rear skids underneath, so extra protection on the underside, which is great for bashing when you're coming down hard. On to the battery tray. This thing gives a lot of protection for your batteries. When I first saw it, I didn't really like this plasticky clip too much, but it actually works really well and it's fast and it holds them in there very tightly. I've jumped this thing over 20 feet off of a launch ramp, came down totally wrong, and never had any of the batteries come unsecured. Now the suspension, very impressive. The engineers have done a great job in keeping the steering angles where they need to be as the suspension works through its travel. This is really awesome. When you're really getting into it and getting crazy and sideways and hitting bumps and jumps, your steering is keeping where you're intending the vehicle to go, which is a big deal, right? The pivot balls are made of steel. The upper and lower tie bars are also made of steel. And they've used sealed bearings throughout the entire driveline, which is just full-on awesome quality. The new XMAXX shocks have an extra large bore and capacity for oil and made of machined aluminum. The lower seal cartridge utilizes the dual X-rings, and of course they're threaded aluminum on top, so they're super strong with the adjustable upper spring retainer. These things are tough. These wheels and tires are super beefy. These tires are 5.5 inches tall. The wheel itself is 2.8 inches with a 17mm hex. They're pre-glued right out of the box, so they're ready to rock. The servo is surprisingly large and heavy duty. It offers 285 inches of torque and a pretty fast 0.18 second transit speed. The new mounting system is fully supported, so that the case is very supported and strong. This is a big deal. The new Maxx also has heavy-duty double shear bell cranks. Now for the most important thing, guys. What makes this thing scoot? What throws it over these ramps? Well, we'll start with the VLX 4S waterproof electronic speed control. Your ESC is capable of 3S and 4S LiPo. It's got machined in heat sinks. It's got the built-in cooling fan, 10-gauge silicone wiring, and if you get the Traxxas Link, you've got the real-time telemetry displayed right there so you can see what's going on. And of course, being such high quality, you've got the integrated protections and fully waterproof. Combined with the Velenin 540 XL brushless motor with its own integrated cooling fan, aluminum heat sinks, 5mm output shaft, 4-pole, 2,400 kilovolt brushless motor, this thing packs a mean punch. They've got a really nice secure motor mounting system design on this thing with a full-length motor cradle. It allows precise fixed gear mesh adjustment, very heavy duty and secure. All that power is going to be laid down through the drivetrain, which is a full-time shaft-driven four-wheel drive. It's got a torque biasing center drive, which will help absorb some of the impacts and help put down the power evenly to get this thing moving and less slip. The center drive shaft is splined and made of aluminum. The front and rear diffs are sealed and filled with silicone, throwing all that power out to the four drive shafts, which are heavy-duty telescoping drive shafts. This thing is capable of 55 miles per hour right out of the box with 4S LiPo batteries, and if you install the optional gear, you can squeeze out about 60 miles per hour out of this little beast. The Traxxas stability management is accessible right from the handheld radio, which is awesome. You can fully adjust it from 0 to 100% assistance, which really helps out when you're handing it over to someone that's not as experienced. This is a really nice feature because everyone always wants to play with these cars, but they don't all have that much experience, so you can turn this up, hand it over to them, and they have a little bit better control over what the vehicle does, which is great. And of course, I'm talking about the TQI 2.4 gigahertz high output radio. With the Traxxas Link enabled, you have fail-safe security and integrated telemetry reports. It automatically stores and loads settings for up to 30 Traxxas Link enabled models. You can just switch on and drive. You've got adjustable steering and throttle percentages, which is great for limiting how much power or limiting how much steering you want based on what you're doing at that time or who you're handing the remote over to. You can also adjust the steering and throttle endpoints. It has a super high frame rate of 13 milliseconds and near zero latency for responsive control. I mean fast. Your steering and your throttle inputs are instantaneous. You cannot see the difference with your eye. It is super quick and very responsive. I love it. I gotta say, guys, I think Traxxas has done a great job improving on a platform that was already totally killer. Personally, I'm pretty impressed at this capability of this little vehicle. I mean, it really does pretty good.
Oh, tumble wumble footage. Guys, is it game over?
I don't see what's broken though. Oh, I see it. Right there, the pin came out of the lower ball joint. Or, not ball joint, but there it is. It's the hub. The hub came off the lower pin on the lower control arm. Everything else seems to be okay. I guess that means we have to stop.
No.
I don't think so. Let's keep going. Oh my gosh! Oh! Game over! What happened?
Shoot.
Upper control arm.
Try to turn the wheels now.
That's alright, they're like, I don't know, $17 or something. Maybe $15. Game over! Yeah, that's good. We killed it.